Hello, it is I, Hannah Ruhamah, the Kombucha Mama, mother to mazillions of bacteria around the world, some of which might be living inside of you. And today I'm doing 2 IG Lives. So this is going to be the first one. I'm very excited to welcome a special guest, Emily Orum, and the Heart Ninja. We're going to be talking about a portal that I am the tarot oracle for. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll be doing the Ask Me Anything en Español. So si estás aquí para Ask Me Anything en Español, regresa a las 10 porque primero yo tengo otra cita y entonces nos veremos. Okay, so now I'm going to invite on Emily and I'll be right back with her here. All right. So you can request to join by clicking the little plus sign down at the bottom of the screen, Emily. Bah-ha-ha-ha. Here we go. Here we go. Going live with the Heart Ninja.
Yay!
Hello. Hi. Good morning.
Wow, my head looks really
all
big.
Perspective, isn't it?
Right? I'm judging myself and yay, Kombucha Mama. I got on here and I was hearing you speak Spanish and I was like, wow, is there like are we going into Spanish segment?
So after this, we'll be doing an Ask Mama Anything in Espanol, but we'll be talking about kombucha and fermentation. So that is not the topic of our conversation today, but I'm so excited to have you here. Yes. So the reason we have you here is because you are initiating a portal with the Gemini Moon, and I am so honored to be the tarot oracle for said portal. And we just wanted to let people know a little bit more about when it's happening, what we're going to be doing in this container, and how people can participate if they're ready to level up with this exciting energy of the Gemini Moon.
Wow. Well, all I can say is it's just so exciting. I love the luminaries and leaders that are coming in. And hey, everybody on the live. And I might be speaking to you. You know, are you a muse and a magician and a magical one that lives outside the box, that's been pioneering this path of growth and aligning to the elemental forces of the cosmos and the earth? And right, exactly. And I was thinking about it, like, if you are attracted to Kombucha Mama, if you are attracted to her medicine, then most likely you have got some magic and some good juju, and you're on a growth path and you want to up level and you really want to live in the current of your divine magic and to create the life you want. And so I was talking to our other wonderful co-facilitator coming on, Anastasia, who's going to be the astrologer for this 4-week course. And we really thought about what is it that it feels like that we're really catalyzing here. And it's really about, often as witches and magicians and luminaries, we're really good at doing our self-contained rituals, right? We're really good in our own space. We're really good at connecting. And yet we're still kind of playing small, or we're still kind of holding back, or we're still kind of like trying to do everything or be the giver. And this is a chance to come together in community, to come together with aligning our magic and coming into what we want to create in our lives, and then using the collective power of community to catalyze that cycle, that moon cycle together. So over the 4 weeks, it's like we're going to be starting on the new moon, going through that portal, going up to the full moon, setting those intentions, releasing and working with the pain pleasure spectrum, all the stuff that comes up that's, both in ourself and also the stuff that we can't control that happens to us, right? And how do we stay in attunement? How do we stay in understanding how to work with those shadow aspects so that they can be here as allies and not as saboteurs that then spiral us down to, a dark hole? And so that's really what it is. It's like, if you're already powerful and manifesting, but you're ready to take the volcanic blow and really be like, all right, like, I'm ready to call more money into my life. I'm ready to really release something big, to like step into something I want, going on an adventure, really coming out more in the public eye, whatever it is that you feel. It's like you feel that stirring in your soul and you're like, yes, Right? And you feel the resistance and you feel the death portals and like the all the stuff that's coming up for me around this group program. For instance, like I've been working with, am I good enough? You know, am I like, is there going to be are people going to show up? Are people going to really find this to be of value? And all those voices and all of us are here, right? We work with them, and it's like, how do we not let them stop us? How do we feel those things and go, there's something here greater. Like, I'm here to serve. I'm here to powerfully show up and just trust that it's not just for me, that we are doing this together. Yes. So that's what this is about. It's a 4-week portal. It starts on the 19th, which is Monday. And early bird ends today. It's a 4-week group program. And it's $4.97 early bird. And then it goes up after today to $5.97.
And I am incredibly thrilled. All of this is a yes for me. It's when you reached out to me and said, hey, we've got this great portal opening up. Do you want to participate? My first answer was yes. And then we talked about my tarot practice, which I have cultivated over 30 years. Been loving the tarot, using it as a reflective tool very intensively, I would say, for like the last 5 years. I've done deeper dives and really gotten to understand it. I have always done tarot readings for friends. And really, this is so universally aligned. I'm in another group called Relationships Beat Algorithm. Shout out to George Bryant. He's really awesome. I love his message. I love his energy. And he's all about put your heart out there and make relationships with people, because that ultimately is why people are drawn to the products, the content, the everything that we have. He offered a skill share in his group, and I wanted to share my tarot readings with folks because this is something I've been leaning into and wanting to do more of. After having a day of doing 3 of these readings, when we connected, you then gave me an invitation. Hey, do you want to be the tarot goddess for this event? And the way the universe lined all of those pieces up, and there's a part of me that inside is like, oh my gosh, freaking out. I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled to be offering this skill that I've had for so many years. And that really is part of the magic I have to offer to the world and the universe. And you know, it's scary for me too, but I'm also incredibly thrilled to be able to lean in, to use these, to trust the energy, to trust the universe, to trust all that is channeling in right now for us. This is part of that breaking open, cracking open those shells, moving into spaces that feel uncomfortable and yet are a total juicy yes when we lean into them and we hear that energy. And you entrepreneurs out there, fermentationists, people who understand the magic of microbes, of this universe, of our interconnectedness, the symbiosis that we all engage in on this planet, the energy that is calling us, that is pushing us to go higher, because we know that there's a lot of stuff changing and happening right now. We're in a birth of a whole new era, and we may not live to see the end of it. However, we are here as midwives, as emissaries to come and help level up this vibration and this frequency. And so if you are feeling the pull, if you're feeling scared about leaning into something, if you're feeling like I really need to do this, I need a community. You know, one of the cards that I pulled for this month, specifically June, is Soul Tribe. And that card says, call in your people. And this is exactly what we're doing. So we're creating the container. We're holding the space. Emily, wow. I'm so grateful for the invitation. I'm excited to be the tarot goddess for this group. And then, like you said, you have this wonderful astrologer who's going to be helping to break down the energies of what's happening right now. And leaning into that. Right. So let's talk a little bit about what kind of things will we be doing in this container. And I know a lot of it is sort of spirit-led, but what are some of the ideas you have? And we don't have to give everything away, but what do you have in mind for us?
Well, I really see a lot of ritual, a lot of embodiment work. Like, this isn't going to be a stationary sit down kind of, I'm going to be educating you. This is straight connecting with your own body, your own sexual life force, your own energy, really attuning to bringing that desire up into your heart, opening and connecting to our own connection to spirit, and really moving into a place of, I'm going to be guiding a lot of visualization, a lot of meditation to really attune to our own superpowers, attune to our own guides, attune to our own, magic that is within us, and then be able to be like, okay, at this time, what are my aligned fuck yes desires. Like what is that? Like if I'm really beyond the limitations, the blocks, the excuses, like what am I really calling in? And then how do we work with that, right? How do we work with then embodying that frequency, really then creating a roadmap that's going to then be like, okay, here's my magic. Here's my avatar, coming into our avatar, upgrading our avatar, I say, and then really calling in those desires, casting them out, and then working with the elements that are going to be coming up, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up, saboteurs, blocks, things that are here basically as they're helping you evolve. All of your shadows are here to help you evolve. They're all here, a part of your what I call your Queen Hero's journey. They're all helping you become the phoenix, right? The rising out of the ashes and then becoming super, even more empowered, even stronger, even bigger, and a more powerful leader. And then working with those elements of like, right, the desire, and then also the death portals, the blocks, the challenges, and how to then give you tools and support structures to help you move through those. And then be able to work out a roadmap of, okay, what are the strategies that are going to support these desires? And then the accountability of what are you going to commit to, right? What's the accountability commitment? Because this is like spirit-led work, inner juju, but it's outer action. It's the inner alignment and then the outer action. And so we're going to be accountable to community. And that can be terrifying because it's like you really start to see yourself. You really start to be like, okay, like I've been doing this hiding thing, but like now I'm coming out. Now I'm going to be accountable. Now I'm going to be seen. And part of that is what catalyzes us further, is because we're now being seen by and held by community, both supportive, but also like as a way of then seeing some of the areas that are our challenges. And community helps catalyze us, hopefully to support us, but also light a fire under our ass, right? To then be like, all right, I'm upgrading this element of my daily life. I'm having a better self-care practice that is supporting my intention for vitality or moving, into a better state of health and vitality in my body. So that's a little bit of some of the, just kind of like, without going into super detail, what we're going to be working with throughout the 4-week group program. And it's going to be wrapped with a lot of ritual, a lot of magic, a lot of play, a lot of experiential exercises, a lot of inner attunement, a lot of group dyad work and being seen in dyads or quads, so that you can have the community support an aspect of that for your growth.
Which I'm so excited about, as I said, calling in my soul tribe. And, so I am very familiar with your work because we have worked together. But others here on the Kombucha Kamp stream may not be as familiar with the Heart Ninja. So why don't you just share a little bit about your background, who you are, and why you are the perfect person to be leading us on this journey?
Well, I had an awakening at, I would say, really early 22. I've always felt really magical and different. But I got cervical cancer, which sent me out of music school. And I was in this hyper achieving, like was never good enough. And I wanted to be a singer, and I was being driven by trauma. And the trauma then sent me out of music school and had a deep dive into my initiation into healing. And really what it came back from is like, I had a really traumatic childhood, a lot of trouble with being parentified, raising my mom as an addict, like a lot of just like dysfunctional. But the thing is all that shadow, all that pain was what has turned me into the Heart Ninja, right? It's been helped me be the phoenix to then face a lot of the stuff that needed to transmute, face a lot of the challenge that needed to, and I had the spirit part of me that was like voracious, like, I'm going to heal, I'm going to grow, like, I'm going to like, this is like, I'm dying. And yet like this understanding of like transfiguration and destruction to the old and to what no longer serves, so that we can then, what I call like crystallize and then shine the diamond, right? Like then come out. And my swords sort of are the representation of like my power, right? My power of what was driving me to grow, to heal, to expand. And ultimately to what I believe I'm here to do is transmute fear and separation into love, pleasure, and connection. And I'm a relationship person. I've been on a path of healing relationship, healing trauma in relationship, healing unhealthy communication patterns, healing a deeper relationship with myself, being able to then like, how do we create a co-collaborative win-win kind of like connection? I've never knew that. I was always this lone ranger, isolatory, like I got to do it all myself. It's everyone's out for themselves, you know, and I've transmuted all of that to really come into I learning to love myself, but also how to collaborate and communicate and understand we're here to do this together. We're here to work with the dynamics of tension, the dynamics of differences, the dynamics, you know, of feeling vulnerable, and also then being like, how do we love ourselves, and then how do we come into connection with each other and thrive together? So that's been kind of like my journey, is coming out of like, you know, dysfunction and isolation into thriving in myself and into being able to bring in the troops and collaborate and thrive
and
together.
You know, when we work together, you helped me lean into a lot of challenging conversations that really then helped crack open my heart. Again, it doesn't always feel good in the moment, but then when you do it, there's a new, like, whenever your heart breaks, this is sort of my thought process about it, is when it breaks, it's breaking open, it's getting bigger, it's creating more capacity for love, even as what you might be going through is really challenging or painful, or you know, challenges your paradigms, challenges your narrative about, oh, I can't have that conversation because XYZ, whatever that might be. And so turning these adversaries into allies, turning potentially negative experiences into, right, this is the alchemy that we're doing here. And it isn't, what I love about this container is it's for everybody. And so regardless of where you are in your life, what you're doing, or what you might be leaning into, this is for everyone to come in this moment. And what I think is so powerful about it is it's right around the solstice. So we're at that magical moment where we have the longest day of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere, or shortest in the Southern Hemisphere. And there's a lot of energy around those turning points every year when we hit those important milestones. And so leveraging all of that energy, leveraging what's going on right now. You know, we've got Pluto dipping in and out of Capricorn and Aquarius. We've got Venus moving into Leo. There's all kinds of like really huge energies that are going on right now that can impact us, that we can feel, if we're not in tune with them, we can feel like we're being sort of cast about on this sea. But when we tune into that, and when we lean in, and when we figure out how to work with those energies as opposed to feeling like they're in opposition to us, then we get to really take advantage of that. We leverage that energy to our advantage as opposed to feeling a victim to it. So I'm super excited for all that we are going to be doing together. I hope some of you will join us. There's a link. We've got a link in our profile. And of course, how do we find you?
In the bio. Yeah, you can find the link in my bio, and I'm the.heart.ninja. So you can pop on over there, and we have a beautiful website. And again, early bird ends today. And also, I just want to do a shout out. You know, it's Pride Month. And so I was really inspired by this being a call out for inclusion. And I work with a lot of people that, you know, are varying different kinds of gender orientations, relationship, love styles. And a big part of my work is inclusion and creating a community of belonging. And so I also want to say that right now I have half price discounts to a person that's also BIPOC that wants to come in, that's feeling like, yeah, this is this is calling, and also someone that's also a celebratory and, you know, queer, and really wanting to then come into a container where you're going to feel held and celebrated and feel that we're all coming together in various different kinds of orientations, and that we're going to be celebratory together. And it feels like, you know, Gemini is also the twin, and the twin is like the spectrum of everything. It's like there's like the aspects of, you know, the creative aspects of really embracing everything. And that's sort of like what I also feels like Pride is connected to, which is really celebrating diversity, celebrating unity. And so again, like, this is a powerful portal of rallying the troops, coming together, celebrating through our differences, and then catalyzing our magic. And really, like Hannah said, is really aligning to the elemental forces and the forces that are going on planetarily, so that we're actually attuned to how these energies are going to support us to then grow to our next level. So you can find that link in the bio. After I pop off, I'm going to put the link also on the live. And I'm really excited. Early bird ends tonight. So if you're feeling the call, come on over and you're going to be hanging out with us and also another luminary named Anastasia, who is our Gemini. She's called the alchemist, the astrological alchemist, I think is what she goes by. So that's her avatar. And she's amazing. She actually helped me really attune to my chart. And the birthing of this program came on a day that she said that basically it was the Taurus new moon. And I had no idea. She said something big is going to happen on this day. And I channeled this group program. I committed to it, even though I was scared. And literally a day later, I looked at the calendar and I was like, I channeled it on the day that she said something powerful was happening. Oh my God, this shit works.
I'm someone who nails her chart. Like, for me, astrology is a no-brainer. I see how things line up. I literally am my chart. And here's what I want to say to folks who feel dubious about that. Like, it isn't fate. Yeah. You still have free will in all of this. What I love about astrology and what I love about the tarot is it gives us more information. And you can do with that information what you will. But when you have that information, you understand what is potentially out there impacting you, you still get to engage in that free will, but maybe you don't feel as frustrated or you don't feel as confused as to why certain issues or things are coming up because you have an awareness that allows you to then work with the energy as opposed to just sort of not knowing and being buffeted about. So for those of you out there who haven't leaned into those aspects, highly invite you to, one of my mantras over here at Kombucha Kamp is, diversity is nature. When we look out into the world, we don't see one type of tree, one type of bird, one type of flower. And that's what's really lovely is that diversity means we can all have a space together and work in an ecosystem together. So I'm really excited for this and working with you, Emily. So thank you so much for being here today. Everybody, please check it out, sign up. We hope that you'll join us. And of course, we know whoever is there is exactly who's supposed to be there. Hopefully it's one of you as well. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this preview here on YouTube. If you'd like to hear the rest of this interview, along with other useful resources such as show notes, links, and special offers, we'd love to extend an invitation for you to join our Kombucha Kamp Plus Bubbles with Benefits member rewards program. By becoming a member, you'll earn bubbles with every Kombucha Kamp purchase for free products, and that's not all. We also offer birthday booch day rewards, access to members-only sales, high-quality bonus content, including Kombucha Clutch Hangs with me, the Kombucha Mama, and my special guests, a free digital brew journal to track your master brews and experiments, and more. Now here's the best part. It is only $7.99 a month. For $79.99 for the year, you get 2 months free with the annual membership. You can learn more and join our Bubbles with Benefits program at kombuchakamp.com/kombuchakamp+.html. Don't forget, that's camp with a K, because we're cute and clever over here. And don't forget, trust your gut.